Welcome to Monday, the 21st day of October, 2024. This DayWeather podcast brought to you by Converse County Tourism. Douglas and Glen Rock, Wyoming are bustling with action this holiday season. Plan your excursion, including fun activities, beautiful downtowns, and historic treasures. Learn more at conversecountytourism.com. The last 10 days of October will bring more in the way of what I'd call typical October weather. Some ups and downs with temperatures. We're going to have opportunities in some areas for more precipitation. And as we get into Halloween week, well, it's looking pretty interesting. We'll show you that here in a moment. This week will be punctuated by a series of quick, small systems moving through. This will keep the weather a bit more active. So we're going to have some weather. First of all, we're going to see some ups and downs in temperature. We're going to have windy areas tonight and tomorrow in particular across southern Wyoming. Going to get a bit windy along the I-80 corridor as the system moves across the northern Rockies. This system will produce some areas of rain and snow showers. There's a system coming through tonight into tomorrow. Then again, as we get on into Thursday, these quick moving little waves will bring a little bit of rain and snow to the northern and central Rockies, mostly in the mountains, but a few on the plains, and causing those temperatures to bounce up and down a little bit. Halloween week looks quite active. We've been looking at that time frame as when we are going to see more in the way of cold available. Looks like two systems next week, one early next week and one right around or near that Halloween time frame. And the trend will be colder, and the trend will be, at least for more rain and snow chances in the west during that time frame. But there's still some opportunities to check the comet as it climbs higher in the sky and loses about a half of magnitude as we go into the evening hours. Got some great photos coming on in from folks who captured it last night or over the weekend. Here's a great shot from Jan Curtis that happened Saturday night. Notice the anti-tail right there. Now you're wondering why you don't look up in the sky and see what you see here. This is because this was 38 15-second images stacked together. So you've got to be able to take a lot of photos, use software to stack them to get images like this. But this is one way to capture the very low light conditions that these comets will give you sometimes, especially as they fade and when you're in a city light situation. Check out more on Flickr at Northern Nights there. The comet will still be in the sky, but climbing higher and losing a half a degree of magnitude as it climbs. Now, the satellite imagery this morning shows beautifully what we were showing you late last week, was that the storm that came through was going to split and leave that one piece behind. And that one piece behind, as you can see, is causing a swirl of clouds over central Colorado. And there's good rain shower and thunderstorm activity with this little wave as it ejects out. Then here comes the next Pacific wave coming into the Pacific Northwest. And we do have some precipitation across eastern Colorado and western Kansas, rain showers, thunderstorms. And then on the backside here, we have rain, snow, and thunder across the north central mountains of Colorado and southern Wyoming early this morning as this wave will eject northeastward from there. This is the next wave coming into the Pacific Northwest that's going to race through the region over the next couple of days. So this is where we are, that upper level over Colorado. This next wave comes into the Pacific, but this is also going to split with a piece of it coming back here and a piece of it moving across the northern Rockies. And this is what happens. See it splitting right there? As it splits, though, this wave will go across Montana, northern Wyoming. That's going to cause some windy conditions right here later today, tonight, into early Tuesday. When the lows go to your north, you're going to get windy. But we're seeing a lot more activity now. This high is wanting to build in the eastern Pacific, which means more activity for the west. On Thursday, another little wave scoots across, taking a little bit more of a southerly track, though. So this will produce some weather as well. This is the precipitation that will happen over the next 24 hours, basically today through evening. So you can see the shower activity here. That's now that we just showed you on the radar image. That's the Pacific Northwest wave pushing some moisture into Washington, Oregon, Idaho, and western areas of Canada. Then the second wave that comes through Wednesday night, Thursday, you can see gets a little bit more eastward. So we're going to see some rain and snow come into parts of western and northern Wyoming, parts of Montana, Idaho, eastern Washington, and Oregon a little bit. There's going to be a little bit of weather up into the high country. This is not a big storm, but it will send some cooler air and moisture through. So this is all part of The weather pattern finally changing, getting more active. Then you look at the snowfall with the second wave, nothing big, but hunters should be advised there'll be a little bit of high country snow with that second wave as it comes on through. Then as we get further out, this is by Sunday. I think the weekend, we're probably not going to see much of a system come through over the weekend, but we are going to start to see this system by Sunday starting to come and slide southeastward along the British Columbia coast. High pressure starts to build up this way. So what this high pressure building northward into the Gulf of Alaska will do will cause this to have to come this way. So by late this upcoming weekend into early next week, that trough comes in by Tuesday. That will be a pretty strong wave if it comes in this form, producing much colder temperatures, rain and snow as it comes in. And you see this little wave right here? And notice the packing of the black lines very tight together. This means a strong jet stream wind coming this way. This low will likely come in behind this one right around Halloween. So there's two systems next week if all of this configuration comes together, and we think it will, especially with this strong high pressure wanting to build in the eastern Pacific. So finally, some weather to talk about in the next week or two, especially next week. We'll have an update for you tomorrow. Have a good Monday.